Okay, I have stopped a habit of saying okay every single time I start a video, but I know it's been a while since I last posted a video on my channel. So yeah, in my last video I talked about the UFC 253, especially the event, the fight between Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa. You have to excuse me, I'm doing the video from my TV, and so you see some glare on my lens. So yeah, and the whole thing basically is about how the fight went down. How Paulo Costa looks like it was frozen in one spot for most of the for majority of the time of the fight, and yeah, how Israel Adesanya how he performed in that fight, and all the silly things that he did, the dry humping and the gyno on his pectoral area, excuse me. But recently, I watched a video. Chael Sonnen, another fighter, retired UFC fighter. He came out and released a video on his YouTube channel, and he said that there's a lot of talk and suspicion and suspicion and people arguing the toss about the abnormality in Israel's pectoral area, the gyno. Sorry, the gyno. And so in my last video, I pronounced it as gyno. So I actually pronounced gyno. Um, so basically, is Charles Sonnen said that maybe that could be something to do with a medical condition. And in my video, I did say that I was kind of sitting on the fence about whether it was a medical condition, was a genuine sign of genuine steroid use. In the time leading up to the fights of UFC 253. And okay, fine, he makes a valid point. It could be a medical condition. Um, we know that there was no testing that occurred before the match or after the match, and so basically, there's no concrete formal evidence of Israel Adesanya using steroids in preparation for that particular fight. Um, Now, I've said this, I was kind of arguing this with someone who I know who is very, very well involved in the world of mixed martial arts than MMA fighters themselves. And I'll say in this video, I will not go anything against him. His name's Charlie Lee. He's a mixed martial artist coach, and yeah, it's very, very well informed about what's going on in the mixed martial arts community, especially Muay Thai and kickboxing. Now, he and some other people have said that this what Chael Sonnen is saying is not to insult Chael, but it's not entirely true. It's not true at all. That well, of course, people come out and say that another thing I'll also say is that Israel, some people did bring that to his attention, and he was more or less saying that he just doesn't know what it is. And some people who I've suggested that too, that he's unaware of what he has been saying. He's confused about his pec looking a certain way. That they've basically said that. So well, of course he's going to say that. There's first of all, yeah, his body looks odd. It looks awkward. It looks like a lopsided breast, a tit on the body of a man, and the thing you got to remember is, unfortunately, has been any testing, no concrete formal evidence to suggest beyond reasonable doubt, as they would say in court, at least in the American system. There's nothing to suggest that he used steroids or any sort of performance enhancing substance in preparation for UFC 253 in his fight against against Paulo Costa. So really, people can just speculate and suspect and gossip and argue about the whole thing. And so there's no concrete proof that he did actually use steroids. So I mean, yeah, people are saying that obviously he's gonna play it off as he's confused and just doesn't know what the hell's going on. So I mean, in my last video, I did say that I personally believe that he's using steroids, and because that there was a photo that was shared to me on my Instagram from someone showing Israel in this year, also in June or July of this year, and he looks fine. His body looks fine. There's no abnormality in his pectoral area or anywhere else in his body. So he looks fine. But fast forward to UFC 253, and his pectoral area looks abnormal. So a lot of people are speculating definitely steroids were being used. But again, I emphasize that there is no concrete formal evidence from an organization such as USADA, any commissioners in the US who test the athletes whilst they're preparing for a fight, who do that sort of thing, testing for steroids or any performance enhancing substances. There's no evidence, there's nothing coming out from them that's he took steroids. So not to have a dig at Israel, but I do believe that steroids were used, but there's no concrete proof that such a thing took place. Now, for Paulo Costa, again, I will emphasize the point as I did in my last video. I really was gunning for him. I really was rooting for him. I really was hoping that he would win a UFC 253 against Israel Adesanya, but unfortunately, it didn't go that way. I have to say that he's been posting a lot of funny things on his Instagram. I mean, the latest one, which someone actually turned into a meme, saying, oh, blah blah blah, this is what your girlfriend says, but when you tell her this, or tell something like that, and it shows the videos beneath that caption. It says, he was saying, and it's basically directed to Israel Adesanya, I want to kill you, I don't want to be your friend, stop sending nice messages. They basically turned that video into a meme. And the points I'm making on his side are basically, he hasn't really accepted that he lost the fight, and in reality he could have performed better. He should have done more while he was in that cage on each of the 5 rounds of that fight. And it's his loss. Israel won because unfortunately he was the better fighter in that particular event, and Paulo Costa just wasn't. So the fight went the way it did. And I remember this only happened about a couple of days ago. Paulo Costa was coming out asking Israel, telling Israel, sign the contract for a rematch. And I didn't even have to ask some people I know, such as Charlie, who is watching this video, or has watched, or may watch the video, I don't know. I didn't even have to ask whether that would ever happen. I mean, it's never going to happen. Dana White would never ever agree to that. It's not really a fight that the fans would want to see as of yet. So it's just pretty crazy and mental. So but it seems that Costa really took the loss to that fight to heart, and really should focus on his other upcoming fights and opponents. You shouldn't let that get you down. So I just want to clear that up. Despite what Chael Sonnen said in one of his recent videos, because he releases a lot of videos all the time on his YouTube channel, I just thought I want to clear that up, that my opinion hasn't really changed. In sports in general, outside of mixed martial arts, inside of sports of mixed martial arts, in football, tennis, cricket, golf, basketball, baseball, a lot of all sports, performance enhancing drugs are taken all the time, and it's rampant. So it's no secret. Even the testing commissions such as USADA in the US and other similar organizations around the world in other countries, they know that the athletes take performance enhancing drugs. It's rampant within the industry, so it's no secret. It's only when the person's caught that's when there's something to be said. And if they've been caught, they've been caught. If you weren't caught, you were taking performance enhancing drugs, then it's almost like you weren't taking it unless you can prove it. If you were caught, then you were taking it. It can be proven. So I just want to make this video to clear that up. That my opinion hasn't changed despite what some other people, top mixed martial arts athletes, have said. People have suggested that obviously they're going to say something like that, but it's obvious looking at Adesanya'S physique and the abnormality in his pectoral area. So sorry to drag on and drone on, guys, but I just thought I'd give my opinion to clear that bit up. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can catch me on Instagram. My Instagram name is IkeOjako1, and on Facebook and Twitter, my name is IkeOjako. Thanks.